Hello there everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this here in Blender. Let's see here. You'll be able to make a a coffee table and a mug that looks like this. And you also will be able to color it. It's in the ground a little bit. You can have a coffee table inside of a coffee mug, or else it's not going to taste very good. Yeah, this is what you'll be making today, along with a colored table here. So let's get started. We're going to make a new file right up here. So click new. And if you were to just open this by yourself, you should have a little thing that would pop up here. And all you have to do is just click off of it on the side, and it'll just disappear. Okay, so your screen should look like, sorry about that. Your screen should look like this, and so you got a cube here. So we're gonna delete this cube by tapping the delete key, and you should get this OK with the question mark. And you're going to just click on delete. Okay. Now, there's two ways you can create things. But before we create things, this right here is called I call it my spawn cursor. It's basically where your objects are going to be created at one location. And I want it right there in the middle, but I can't exactly get it precise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Shift S, and you get this snap thing. And what you're going to do is you're going to go down here and do cursor to center. And it's going to move your cursor to the center. So Shift S and then cursor to center. Click and it moves it right to the very center. Now you want to create something. There's two ways you can do it. First, you can go over here into your create tab and you can choose, or if you want to use a shortcut, it's Shift A and you get an add menu and you get all the different meshes and curves and surfaces. So today all we're really going to be focusing on is here and here. So what we're going to do is we're going to spawn in a cylinder by doing either going here and clicking on cylinder, or doing Shift A, mesh, and cylinder. Okay. Oh, and looks like that went off. So cursor to center, Shift S, that, Shift A, mesh, cylinder. There you go. And we can drag this up by using your X, Y, and Z arrows here. Okay. Now I guess while these are here, I'll explain some of these other things down here. This is your mode. So you got your scope mode, your paint modes, and your edit mode and your object mode. Right now we're in your object mode. Object mode is where you control the object, basically. Okay. Now this is your viewport shading, so how things will look, wireframes, and all that good stuff. And we don't need to focus on that. And here's going to be your three main tools. This is the one that looks like an arrow here. This is your X, Y, and Z movement tool. This next one here, this is your rotation tool. So you can just click on any of the lines and it rotates. And say if you also want to undo something, it's just Control Z to do it. And to redo something, it's Control Shift Z. Z. Control Shift Z. And then Z. Control Shift Z. Control Z. So that's how we do that. And then here's your morph sort of. You can also do something else that's kind of like that, called scaling. You tap the S key and you can scale it like so. So yeah, I'm gonna spawn another one of these and then we'll get started. Alright, so we are back and now we have our cylinder here. Now as you spawn in your cylinder, you'll see this thing called add cylinder down here. Okay, and it'll be this little tiny menu. So what we're going to do first, before we start doing anything with this, is we're going to go to this Add Cylinder tab that will open up once you spawn this in. So here, actually, let me show you. So Shift A, then if you look down here, cylinder, you'll see it just pops up. So it'll be down here. Then you're gonna go down to you see cap, fill, type, Ngon. Click on it and do triangle fan. That'll help us in our work. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do is gonna go down here, right here where it's got this little cube called object mode. You're gonna click on it with the left mouse button. You're gonna go up to edit mode, and once you click on it, you'll see all this. Now triangle fan makes it so then you see this. So if you don't turn on triangle fan, you won't get what this is right here, and you can't do it. So what first we're gonna do is we're gonna raise this up. And one important thing to know is that A deselects everything and A also selects everything. That's an important thing to remember. But the one thing that we're going to be doing right now is we're going to go over to the middle here, and we're going to right click in the very middle here of the top of the cylinder, right here in this middle part. I'm going to right click like that. So then it gets deformed. So yeah. So we're going to do that like that. And then you're going to hit the delete key and you'll get this delete menu. And what you're going to do is you're going to do vertices. And then it does this. Looks pretty cool. Then you can go back to object mode and you'll see that now it is open. Nice. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Haha. Now, there's something else that we're going to now be using. It's going to be a little bit different. So, if you go over to your number pad here, and if you're doing this on a laptop, let's see, I don't quite remember where it is. File. Oh no. Oh, actually, no, never mind. You don't have to do it from there. Actually, if you're on a laptop, you can go down here to your View tab, and you get all these you can click on. But if you're working on a computer, like a desktop computer, you have your number keys on, on your, not the number row, the number pad. So it looks like something you'd use, like open up a safe. That. You guys probably already knew that, but never mind. So what we are going to do is we're going to be using the perspective camera angles, as I call them. And so right now we're in our normal people view on how we see them. We got to go into the view for like editing stuff. We're going to hit 5 and it's going to look really weird. So you can use 7, 9, 3, and 1. We're going to be using 1 like this. So it's 5 and then 1. And you get the whole thing to look like this, and you can zoom in using the scroll wheel. And you can also move around up and down by using the shift. And yeah. So this is what we're gonna do next. We are gonna hover over this, and then we're gonna do Control R, and we're gonna use the scroll wheel. So it's 4 lines, and double click the left mouse button like this. Now we have this area that has been selected, and then we're gonna scale it by using S. And now, as you can see, we can scale it. We're gonna just make it a little bit bigger on the outside. And then we're gonna use B. I should probably explain this better. You're gonna click B, and you'll get this. And then you're gonna, with B, you're gonna hold down B, and then you're gonna hold down left mouse to select. And oh crap, that's not what I wanted. Hold down B, this, left mouse button, and you got that. I hate it when it does that. You might get it like this. Let me just fix this really quick. Alright, one thing I forgot to mention is when you're doing 3D things like this, go down into, so you'll see this here. It'll be this white ball. Click on it, And so we're in the solid mode, so then you see all this. But you want to go to wireframe, so then you can select all the faces and vertices and all that. Whoopsie. So then what we're going to do after that, after we did all that, then we're going to hold down B, left mouse, and then you're going to just hold it and drag until you get to the top one, and then let go. And then you're going to use S, and then you can scale it, but for whatever reason it decided to grab that little vertice there. Yeah, I hate it also when it does that for absolutely no reason. Come on. This, that. Okay, there we go. So like say if you do get this and you can't get it to go away, what you can do is just hit A to select all and turn it all off, which is really good and helpful. Now, like I said before, B, drag this, and we're going to scale it. We're going to give it kind of like a lip, like that. So see now, the entire cup has a lip to it, and yeah. And something you can do if you want to make it look a little bit fancier, but I normally don't do this. You take the bottom and you can push it up like this. So in the bottom, it looks kind of like a coffee mug with like the ring and all that. That's only if you want to. So you get something that looks like this. So now we've basically just made the whole mug part. This is going to be your mug. And now we can go out of edit mode and go into object mode and then turn the wireframe back into a solid. And you'll see now we have made into a merg. You can do this with all sorts of stuff. You can, yeah, it's pretty fun. So now we're going to go back to this. Go back to edit. Actually, no. Before we do that, you want to move this over just to the side. Not too far like I just did. Oh, but that's actually on though. I'm going to move it off the middle, and then I'm going to do Shift S and cursor to center. And then what we're going to do is Shift A, and we're going to go down here into your curves here, and we're going to make something called a path. You'll get this. After you make this path, you could move it over a little bit. Move like that. Zoom in on it, and then what we're gonna, that's not what I wanted. Click this. Then what we're gonna do with this is then we're gonna go into our edit mode, and then wireframe. So now what we can do is this. We can basically here. So now this is gonna be a path that we're gonna make into a 3D model. So because of that, we're going to make its handle. So, let's see. Why don't we look up a picture of a mug really quick. Let me just scale it down to the entire screen size that I made this recording. Alright. Should probably do Kofi. I can spell. Coffee mug. Okay. That's an expensive one. I don't know. Ours kind of looks like this. So it's like half a heart, basically. So we're going to make this look like a half a heart. So we can do that just by rotating stuff and moving it up. So we're going to move it, I don't know, maybe like that. I'm going to want to make this into, I'm going to rotate it just a little bit. Sometimes you just kind of got to screw around with it until you get what you want. And you might also have to do, like, make it from the side and then flip it. There's if you turn like your head, you can see it's like a half a heart. I have to bring this down like that. Make this a bit shorter. Bring that in. Well, probably up a little bit more. Kind of like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do B, left mouse button, to get that whole copy thing. And then you're gonna, then you get this, so then you can move the entire thing. Gonna move it there. Oh. Move it here. And then don't put it inside of it, but put it near it. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. And if it doesn't work for you, like you're trying to grab it, what you think you can do, you can go into this block right here, which basically is the properties. And as you can see, you can like screw with all the settings. And I'm going to change it back to 0. So now we're going to do it about there. I normally just look at the line until the entire line goes straight, like that or so. Then take up to, bring it up like this, and then bring it near it. So now we see that the entire path of it really. Here, like down here is too big. So we're going to click down here. Going to drag that out, maybe up just a little bit. Like that. There you go. And then you're going to get something, and you can actually use your middle mouse wheel and click down and you can look around. Like that, and you can see how it's not touching, and we're purposely not doing that. Now that you've modeled this, now we're going to do something else. Now you can either do Shift S to go back to the center. It doesn't really matter for this one. Then you're going to do Shift A. Oop, sorry, I was in Shift A, and then you're going to add something called, it's going to look like this Bezier. Under Bezier, or can actually see it in our object mode. And there's our line that we made. You can go here and curve, you see Bezier, and then what we want to make is this circle. Okay? Now here's where things is kind of cool. Now if we click on this, and we go to here, that looks kind of like a magnet or a snake or whatever you want to call it. Click on this, you'll get all these. All you need to look at, though, is this thing down here called bevel object. You're going to click on it, and you're going to see this called Bezier circle. This kind of circle is called a Bezier circle. You're going to click on that, and you're going to see it does this to your line. Well, what this circle is doing is it is actually, however big this is however big this is going to be. So watch this. So now, if I go here, and scale it to about that or so size, that size of a circle, I click on this, I go back over to a space properties, I think it's called, and you're going to go back to bevel, remember the magnet snake, bevel, Bezier circle, there you go, there's your thing. And if it looks off, you can just hit 1 again, and then you can just reshape it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to edit mode, take this, you can still edit it as it's like this, see, like that maybe, and then maybe let's rotate it. I'm going to rotate this, come here, oops, that's not what I wanted. Come on. Oh, it's not gonna work this time again. Oh, come on. I hate it when it does that. I just hate grabbing on these really pencil thin lines. And also, if you want to get out of that weird perspective view, all you have to do is hit 5 again. Did it work? No. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Also, yeah, 0 gives you your camera angle and shot. Yay, camera shots. But we're not going to be using that. You can also see that that is a bit too high. That's going to be like that. I do have to agree, this handle is really kinda thick. Let me just, it's kinda thick for a mug handle. So I'm gonna do this. Then after that, I'm gonna go back to object mode, click on this. I can just scale. Now you'll see, the bigger I make it, the chunkier it gets. We're gonna do like a nice, well, I guess it could be a bit thinner. Yeah, like that. There we go. That's a good size for the mug. So now you have this. I think what you do is then you're gonna click on this. I think it's Alt. Yeah, okay. So you're gonna click on your handle here, and you're gonna do Alt C, and you'll get this. And it says convert to, and you're gonna convert into a mesh. And then after you do that, then you're not gonna need this anymore, because then you basically make this into its own model. This, and then you can delete that. And if you really, really want to, so this was our path, and seeing how now it's 3D. You can just right click on it. You can hit rename, and you can do like keep doing 2 O's. Coffee handle. So that's that. So you can just rename it. I'm not gonna keep the name though for it. Okay. So now comes the fern part. Alright, now we're going to go back to edit mode, and then after we go back into edit mode, we're going to select this entire thing here. Actually, not yet actually. I'm going to just push, oh come on. Oh yeah, that's right. When you make it into a mesh, you get all these little things to do. I forgot, I gotta, like this, click the whole thing. Oop, I forgot that part of the handle down there. Sorry if I go silent, I'm just focusing. Okay, now, ooh, I clicked right. I clicked the right button. Alright. Yeah, whoops. You know, I'm just gonna go all the way back until this circle comes back. Come back, circle. Circle, you're gonna come back. No, circle's not gonna come back. Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. Great. So now you'll see that you have a ton of these little guys. Well, actually, I don't know why I'm just doing that. And actually, yeah. So if this does ever happen to you like it's happening to me, you can just go into your side view, take your actual mug, just join them together. Alright, now that entire thing, I'm going to scale it down like that by using S. And then I'm going to take it, and I'm just going to push it in, but not all the way. So it looks somewhat like that. And one can be touching it, because we're going to do something with this anyway. So you've made that now. Now, what you gotta do next, here comes sort of the hard part. Well, we're gonna be focusing on these little buttons here. Got this one, and this one. You can also turn wireframe off now. Well, not solid. Actually, yeah, you do want wireframe. Or do I? Edit. I don't know what would be best for you guys, but up to you. So you're gonna click on this little square here, and then make sure before you do that, you click on that. And then this. Turn that off now. Alright. So since now you clicked on this, and then you went to your edit mode, and then you click on this little square, you get this. And so wherever my handle is, I'm going to delete these 2 little faces. So what this is you can select faces, you can select edges, and then this one you can select vertices. So first what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back into object mode. You can see this is a bit off, and I don't really like how off it is. Oh yeah, see, that's going to look pretty good once we're done. See? Look at that. I always like to make sure that it's all aligned. So like about there is okay. Yeah, about there. So now we're going to go back to here. I'm going to right click on the cylinder, click on edit mode, and then we're back here. So then what we're going to do is we're going to select these two by clicking just one of these with the right mouse, then holding down shift, and then clicking again on the right click on the other one, and it selects both. So that's how you select multiple things. And then after that, then you're going to hit your delete key, and then you'll see all of this comes up, and you'll want to delete your faces. So then you'll get this, and you'll be like, oh no, it's ruined. No, you're fine. This is supposed to happen. Okay. Now, whoopsie. So yeah, that's really it. I'll make a part 2 to this probably. But then I'll show you how to add faces, add color, and the desk. This was just the more simple thing. I don't want my computer to die because of how long this was. Bye.